Hello everyone, and welcome to this video which is in our Engine Snack series. I'm Grandmaster Matthew Sadler, and we're taking a look at a lovely tactical episode of play in the game between Stockfish and Stoofvlees TCEC Cup 10 quarter-final. So often the nicest stuff in an engine game remains in the variations. One engine sees something, the other one sees it too, avoids it, and the beautiful variation never gets played. Here it was very close. Stockfish aimed for a certain course of action, having foreseen a devilish tactical idea. Stoofvlees avoided it but saw it way too late and ended up playing something, well, quite disappointing and fell soon to its doom. But what was the amazing tactic that Stockfish had seen? Well, it comes about in this position. This was from a King's Gambit, where Stockfish had very thematically sacrificed a pawn to get development open lines, and well, you can see it's worked out pretty well. The one slight fly in the ointment is that Black's actually threatening to swap off a lot of pieces. Give Black a few moves, and this knight, this bishop, and this knight will be exchanged, and well, you know, without all that firepower, might struggle to make something of the position. But Stockfish had seen something amazing. Knight f6 check, knight takes f6, and now the intermediate move, bishop takes h6. Now here Stoofvlees suddenly saw something it didn't like and played the move bishop takes h3, but after bishop g7, rook h7, bishop takes f6, yeah, Black was in big trouble. You know, this bishop is absolutely mighty, this rook doesn't have many moves, and we're breaking through in the centre with d5 and e5. So why didn't Stoofvlees play rook takes h6? You know, the point is that the obvious move, which is the one that I was looking at, rook takes f6, is met quite comfortably with knight g8, rook f2, and I mean, I was thinking about queen e7, but h4 is what the engines want. Actually just trying to open up some lines on the king's side and combine with this idea of bishop h3. And, well, queen f3, queen e7, knight g5, f6 was a game of Stockfishes against Stoofvlees on my hardware, and yeah, I mean, you know, as always, Stockfish managed to generate some play, but Stoofvlees held it quite comfortably, and this was basically what Stoofvlees was aiming for. However, Stockfish found an amazing idea. After knight takes f6, so bishop takes h6, rook h6, it played the move knight g5. What is the idea of this move? Well, the idea is that this knight on on f6 cannot move. I mean, if it goes back to, it goes to g4, for example, I've got knight takes f7, and I'm going to be powering through with the attack. So, yeah, that knight can't move from f6, but then how on earth do you defend it? Well, what you can try is to play knight eg8. And, however, what white does is play queen c4. I mean, if you did e5, then I could probably take and swap off the queens, which would be a little bit annoying. But with queen c4, first of all, hitting f7, if you play something like queen c7 to defend the f7 pawn, I just power through with e5, and this is absolute carnage. As always, the engines managed to put up some sort of defense, but you can see it all sort of carrying on. Knight d5 and cd are impossible because of the pin. Black does have the resource queen b6 and c takes d5, but now this lovely little tactic, queen a4, bishop d7, rook f8, king f8, queen takes d7, and we're threatening rook f1. If the knight moves from e7, we've got queen f7. It's just totally over. It's Black's not going to survive that at all. So, well, what else can you do? Maybe the best defense, the defense that Stockfish wanted, was to play bishop e6 in this position. But then d5 comes in, and well, if the bishop moves away, well, I don't know, we've got so many things, haven't we? D takes c6 to attack f7, e5 as well first, just carnage. So, well, Stockfish managed to find this defense. D takes c6, f takes e6, e5, knight g4, and amazingly against Stoofvlees, Stockfish held this twice, despite a really horrible position, but Stockfish with white won this quite easily. King g1, bishop e4, knight takes c6, we're threatening knight c7, king d7, knight f8 check and e6, and this knight comes round to d7, and then we're threatening rook f8 checkmate. You know, just really, really powerful for white there. So, yeah, I mean, Stoofvlees also tried queen a5 in another game, hitting the knight on g5, then trying to move the knight out of the way, so knight takes f7 doesn't fork the queen and rook. But, well, some very powerful Stockfish play. Bishop f5, knight takes d6 check, rook takes b7, followed by knight takes f5 and rook takes f5, and it was just curtains for black. So really amazing play there from Stockfish, and the key to it was seeing from so far away this quiet move after rook takes h6, knight g5, just increasing the pressure on black's position, making the threat of rook takes f6 twice as strong as it was before, and yeah, giving black an awful problem for yeah, just blocking this pressure of the rook and the knight on the f7 pawn. Really great play from Stockfish.